Issue number 6 unfolds on the ocean of a planet of Landwend, where the Guardians inform Kilowog to return to OA. They also notify other Green Lanterns to come back, even though John Stewart was on an important mission, fighting with dead aliens. He argued that he could not leave the planet like that, but his superiors told him to return. Finally, he had no other choice, so he left the planet. Now the scene shifts to Gotham, where Superman and his team introduced the superhuman army to Gotham's mayor. His assistant was worried because he knew that Gordon wouldn't let that happen. Superman states that he does not care if Gordon agrees or not, he has to let their police enter Gotham because Gotham's crime rate is too high. Finally, Gordon lets them in. Montoya asks Gordon if he would allow Superman to do that. As he was taking control over his city, Gordon tells Montoya that it is not the right time. Gordon looks at the CCTV camera and asks if they have a plan. He knew that his daughter was watching him. Gordon knew that Barbara was sitting on the other side. She was shocked to realize that her dad knew about her all along. He asks her to let him enter. Now the scene shifts to Hal and his girlfriend. They were arguing because Hal had to leave Earth again. He wanted to break up with her because there was no confirmation that he would ever return to Earth. She starts yelling at him because he always leaves her like that. Suddenly, she stops speaking. Hal asks her what's wrong. She tells him that a small blue man is staring at them from the window. Gardner was standing right beside Ganthet, and he asks him why he needs to peek through the window when he is so powerful that he can see anything. He comes in front of Hal and tells him that they have to leave now. He informs him that Gardner will take his place until he comes back. Gardner sarcastically says that he will try not to break this world apart. The scene again shifts to Gordon. He tells Barbara that he always knew everything about her. He yells at her when Barbara tries to play innocent. He tells his daughter that he knew how she sneaked out with Nightwing in the middle of the night. He asks about Batman. Barbara tells him that there is no benefit if she tells him because he can't find him anyway, but he insists she tell him. Finally, Barbara tells Gordon that Batman is hospitalized in some floating tower, protected by powerful magicians because his back got broken. Gordon realizes that there really is no benefit even if he knows where Batman is. Gordon gets sad and tells his daughter that he has cancer and is slowly dying. He hugs his daughter, and they both cry. He tells Barbara that Superman will become a monster and he won't be there to protect his city and daughter. Barbara says that she has a plan, so he does not have to worry about her. She presses the button and a gate opens. A bunch of other super-powered girls come out like Black Canary, Catwoman, and Batgirl. The scene shifts to the Hall of Justice, where Flash tells Superman that it is a stupid idea. Superman says that he already thought about that and knows it was unwise. Barry responds that he thought about it 300 times and is sure that it is a stupid idea. Lex Luthor also agrees with Flash because Barry was right and Sinestro is truly evil. Suddenly, Sinestro speaks from the cell and tells Superman that they are both the same. Flash intervenes and tells Sinestro that he is nothing like Superman because he is a murderer. Sinestro reveals that he is here to warn Superman about the Guardians because they once destroyed his world too. He came there to help Superman save his world. Now he narrates his story. When he was the best Green Lantern, he believed in the Guardians and did everything to show his loyalty. Once, they gave him a mission, and his planet was involved in that mission. He gave his best to make his world a better place. He imprisoned every single corrupt person on his planet, and his people loved him for that. His wife and children were happy with him. Superman asks, what happened then? Sinestro reveals that the Guardians sent him on another mission, far from his home world. His wife knew about the danger and hid his daughter before the tragedy. When he came back from the mission, his wife was dead, and the healers could not determine how she died. He got angry because he realized that the government found a way to teach him a lesson. He killed every single corrupt person on his planet, but still, he worked for his home world, and the Guardians sent their warriors to take him. He exclaims that those warriors were once his friends, but they betrayed him and attacked him. He fought with them, but in the end, his true friend, Hal Jordan, trapped him in a nest, and they took his ring. But he promised that he would take his revenge, no matter what. He says that he does not blame Jordan for doing that because he was just following orders. Flash warns Superman not to fall into his trap because that man spent his whole life killing people. Lex steps in front of Superman and says that they cannot trust Sinestro. Sinestro responds that even though he is evil, their enemy is the same, and the Guardians won't let Superman live in peace. Flash intervenes and says that at least Sinestro is honest about his evil, and they should let him rot in a cage. Sinestro comes out of the cell and tells them that they cannot contain him. Everyone is shocked because Lex designed that cage himself, and no one can break it. He threatens Lex Luthor, saying that he can easily kill him. Flash steps forward and responds that he can kill him faster. He asks Luthor if he fears him. Lex responds, of course. Sinestro takes out his ring and gives it to Luthor. He exclaims that the Guardians saw so many lives lost and the destruction of planets, yet they did not do anything. He says that even though he is not a good man, he will work with them when the time comes. Now the scene shifts to the home of the Guardians and Green Lantern Corps. Hal Jordan speaks for Superman, saying that he has always fought for peace and is still doing so. Maybe they don't like his ways, but his motive is good, and he is trying to bring peace to the world. Ganthet responds that the man he met on Earth was not very peaceful. Hal Jordan responds that he was angry because the Guardians saw his planet being destroyed and did nothing, so he had every right to act like that. He says, Superman lost his wife and unborn child, yet instead of becoming a villain, he is trying his best to bring peace. Ganthet responds that the governments do not agree with his actions. Green Lantern responds that Superman is introducing a superhuman army because the Justice League can't be present everywhere. He says that those actions of Superman are bringing peace to the world because now there are no fights, and also Superman is working with Luthor to stop hunger and ensure every single person gets fed. But Ganthet dismisses Hal Jordan. While he was coming back from the court, his old friend Kilowog meets him, and they hug each other, but Ganthet arrives there and tells Kilowog that the council is waiting for him. Suddenly, John calls Hal from behind, and Jordan explains everything, that the Guardians called him because of Earth. Superman is transforming the world, but the Guardians don't look at his changes with good eyes. Hal realizes that the Guardians called millions of Green Lanterns. When Kilowog comes back, Hal asks him about the situation. He reveals that he is leading a Green Lantern squad to Earth to bring Superman there. He knew that Hal Jordan won't help him, and he asks for his ring. Hal Jordan announces that he won't back down, but suddenly, a bunch of Green Lanterns surround him. He attacks them and flies away. Every single Green Lantern chases him to stop him. Ganthet tries to intervene, but another Guardian stops him from doing so. Ganthet responds that Hal Jordan has a strong will, and there is little chance that his fellow Lanterns could stop him. Green Lantern was flying towards Earth to warn Superman, but they create a shield to stop him. He tries to break through it but fails, and they finally grab him. John tells Jordan that he should stop resisting because everything is over now. Kilowog intervenes and punches Jordan. Hal sarcastically says that Kilowog is throwing punches at a guy whose hands are tied behind his back. Ganthet tells Kilowog that Jordan is trying to provoke him. Ganthet orders to end it. Kilowog punches Hal Jordan, and he faints. They take his ring, and they finally fly towards Earth to take Superman. Hal Jordan tells another Green Lantern that it is too late now because it is very stupid to fight Superman. Salak responds that it is an order from the Guardians, so he can't do anything. The scene shifts to the Watchtower, where Lex informs Hawkgirl that Sinestro gave his ring to him, but he still suspects him. Sinestro steps forward and tells Luthor that he should give his ring back when the Green Lanterns come there because Superman can't handle them alone. Now someone comes to meet Salak. He tells him that he is here to help him, but Salak is concerned because he was not notified of this. Suddenly, he hits Salak, and he faints. It was John who came there to rescue Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan raises an argument that John saw him getting beaten but did nothing. John exclaims that he had to pretend. Now both of them finally head towards Earth. The scene shifts to a classroom, where Superman suddenly enters and demands to talk to Billy Batson. Everyone starts staring at Billy with shocked expressions. Superman thanks the teacher for her kind act, and she asks Clark if he has any message for the students. Superman advises them to be good people. Superman takes Billy, and Billy is embarrassed because he can't explain that to his friends. Superman reveals that he saw multiple beings coming toward Earth with speed, and he suspects that they are Green Lanterns, so he needs Shazam's help. Billy tells Superman to move away from him. Clark drops Billy, and he transforms into Shazam. Now they both fly together, and Shazam asks about what they are dealing with. Hawkgirl responds that they are dealing with Green Lanterns. Many of them are coming toward Earth, and they finally enter Earth's atmosphere. Shazam asks Superman what they want. Clark responds that they want him. They come in front of Superman. And Kilowog suggests Superman not to fight and peacefully come with them, but Clark refuses. Hawkgirl asks about Hal Jordan. Superman gets angry because he notices that they might have done something wrong to his friend. He orders Cyborg to attack them. Cyborg attacks them through the watchtower, and all of them get caught in a beam. After unleashing a super beam at the Green Lanterns, Cyborg asks Superman if he caught all of them, but Kilowog stands up again, and Superman informs Cyborg that he did not catch all of them. Now all of them attack Superman and his teammates. While Superman is dealing with Kilowog, he tells him that he cannot fight him because he can move faster than they think. Suddenly, something hits Superman with speed. Clark starts falling to the ground, and Hawkgirl gets worried. Superman realizes that it was Squirrel who attacked him. Squirrel exclaims that everyone underestimates him, but he is not weak. He stops Superman from unleashing his heat vision. On the other hand, Sinestro asks Lex to let him help because Superman can't fight them alone. At first, Luthor does not believe Sinestro, but he agrees after Sinestro says that his plan would fail, and he won't change the world. The scene shifts to the home of Dinah. She hears something inside the room. She enters, and someone speaks. It was Guy Gardner, but she wastes no time grabbing him by the collar. He was there to talk about Green Arrow. He asks her how she became so strong. She reveals that Batman gave everyone a super pill. Gardner reveals that Kyle is missing, and then he asks Dinah if Superman is behind all of this. She is not sure, but Gardner says that Superman has lost his mind and is trying to control everyone. Now the scene shifts to the Green Lanterns. Superman is lying on the ground while a female Green Lantern asks about Shazam and Hawkgirl. Kilowog responds that they should take them to the Guardians. Kilowog asks Squirrel to take care of Superman on the way and keep control over his brain, but suddenly, Squirrel starts bleeding. It was Sinestro who killed him, and he finally arrives to fight the people who betrayed him once.
Please subscribe and feel free to comment below if you have any questions about the comics.